Hello everyone, welcome to Rajeshwari's Commerce and Management Study Hub. I am Rajeshwari here. Let us discuss today the computation of interest on capital. On capital. Now, before understanding what is interest on capital, how to calculate interest on capital, let us understand first what is capital. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ನ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇದೆ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್. ರೈಟ್, ನಾವು have invested my money, my cash, right? I need some return to this. Of course, I'll get a profit on at the end of the year, right? Profit will be shared among the partners. But before that, for the capital, whatever I have invested, profit is for the work done, right? So for the operating activities, whatever I have done. So for this capital cash I have invested, for that also I need. So for that, I'll get a return in the form of interest on capital. Now, is it possible to get if one partner agrees or without any more agreement? No, it's not possible. If there is no agreement, then interest on capital will not be allowed. To calculate or to distribute interest on capital, there should be an agreement among the partners, and the rate of interest on the capital will be decided based on the time period, right? And then interest on capital will be calculated only on the remaining capital. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ 15 ಲಕ್ಷ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀನಿ, ಬಟ್ 1 ವರ್ಷ ಅಥವಾ 2 ವರ್ಷ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ in case of any emergency I need cash, means I am withdrawing from the capital only. In that case, whatever the remaining amount is there, no, on that interest on capital will be calculated. In other cases, like you got another, you want to expand your business, you are added additional capital to the business, then on the additional capital also, the date which you have introduced, from that day to till the year end, interest on capital will be calculated. Okay, formula to calculate the interest on capital is amount of capital into rate of interest into period. So this is the formula. And interest on capital is allowed only when there is a profit. If in case of loss, no interest on capital will be allowed. And in case of the profit and the capital, interest on capital both are same, it will be reduced and it will shared distributed among the partners based on their profit sharing ratio. Now let us understand these things with an example of the question. Rahul, Rohit and Karan started a partnership business on April 1st, 2022 with a capital of rupees 20 lakh, 18 lakh and 16 lakh. Respectively, the profit for the year ended March 2023 amounted to rupees 1 lakh 35,000, and the partners drawing had been Rahul rupees 50,000, Rohit rupees 50,000 and Karan rupees 40,000. The profit are distributed among the partners in the ratio of 3:2:1. Calculate the interest on capital at 5% per annum. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಏನು, ನಾವು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ನ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಮೇಲೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ದ ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ವಿಡ್ರಾನ್ ಮೇಲೂ ಅಲ್ಲ. So these are the information which you need to ignore, and only here you need to concentrate what is the rate of the interest which is provided and the capital. If there any additional or withdrawal on the capital, if it is there, that you needs to be considered. Okay, ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ವಿಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ ಅಥವಾ additional capital ಏನಾದ್ರೂ introduce ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ? Now what is the formula? Let us calculate now. Calculation of ಇಂಟರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್. ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಜನ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ರಾಹುಲ್, ರೋಹಿತ್ and Karan. Now What is the amount of the Rahul? It is 20 lakh. Rohit 18 lakh. And Karan 16 lakh. Okay. The rate of interest is at 5% per annum. Okay. Now, what is the formula to calculate interest on capital? Amount into rate into time period. Now here he introduced this capital on 1st April and year end. Okay, for the 1 year we are calculating the interest on capital. Amount is, first we will calculate Rahul's interest. Rahul's interest on capital. What is the amount of Rahul? 20 lakh into rate is 5% into, see here 1 I am taking. Why I am taking 1? Because it is 1 year, 12 months. 12 by 12. So we will get 1. So whenever it is for whole year, then we are considering 1. Now on 20 lakh, 5%. It will come 1 lakh, right? Let us check. Into 5%, that is 1 lakh. Okay. Then next one is Rohit's. Rohit's interest on capital. Rohit capital is 18 lakh into 5 by 100 into 1. On 18 lakh 5% is 90,000. Okay. Then we have Karan. Karan's interest on capital is on 16 lakh 5% into 1. 80,000. ರೈಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಅಂಡ್ ನೌ ಲೆಟ್ us solve one more case of question, like if there is any additional capital, then how we are calculating. Okay, and we'll assume that there are two partners, A and B. A and B, two partners, and they have started business with 2 lakh and 1,50,000. And A and B decided to add an additional capital. A 1 lakh, B 1,50,000. On A introduced this capital on 1st August, 1st October. Then the rate of interest is at 6% per annum. Okay. Now let us calculate A's capital. For this is the capital, initial capital he has introduced in the beginning of the year. And this is the additional capital which he is introduced in between, that is in the month of August. Okay. Now let us calculate 2 lakh into 6%. 2 lakh into 6% is 12,000. And additional capital is also there. On additional capital, now 1 lakh into 6%. Now here you see, time period here we are taking. Here it will be same 1. But here he introduced in the which month? 1st August. 1st August and beginning of the August. So you are considering August, September, October, November, December, Jan, Feb, March. Totally it is 8 months. 8 out of 12. Okay. Now 1 lakh. On 1 lakh 6%. This is for the year. We need for 8 months into 8 divided by 12. Alva. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು? 4,000. Okay. Now what is the total interest? Total interest on capital is 12 plus 4. 16. Alva. Next. B then. B capital is to 1,50,000 into 6% into 1. 1,50,000 1,50,000 into 6% is to 9,000. Okay. Additional capital, same 1,50,000 only introduced into 6%, but what is the month of introduced the additional capital? That is on 1st October. So 1st October means October, November, December, Jan, Feb, March. 6 months. 6 by 12. Right. Now 1,50,000 into 6% into 6 divided by 12. 4,500. What is the total interest? Plus 9,000 is 13,500. Right. Yes, 13,500 is the total interest. I hope you all understood, right? How to calculate interest on capital when additional capital is there, when normal capital details were given. Practice, only practice makes you perfect. Exams ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Be focused, be determined, just focus on your goal. Okay, and all the best. Practice more. Okay, and practice while watching the video also. Take more examples from your textbooks. Solve, or you only take some numbers, alternative numbers. Then rationally you can take some questions and you can solve it. Okay, all the best. Have a great day. Thank you.